All right. I think I'm ready. Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? As usual, let's do the audio check first. Oh my god, everything appeared. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted, and let's check how it is on Twitch. 1 2 1 2. Microphone check. My microphone check. All right. Twitch audio is live and well, and now let's check the YouTube. Microphone check. My microphone check. YouTube. Can I hear myself? Microphone check. My microphone check. YouTube. I can hear myself. Great. All right. So audio is working well on both sides. That's good. That's good. Make that thing smaller. Whatever. In my OBS. All right. I think we're off to a good start. Hello. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? This Sunday, I wanna take a small pause from making subsystem or making a plugin for exposing subsystems to blueprints from my friend, because my brain fried a little last time when I was doing it. So yeah, I feel like I need a break, and I have this art style or post process, or however we want to call the beginning of something that looks like something, right? And I want to iterate on that, and I also want to do a little bit of cleanup, because I want to put all the materials that I created, textures, etc., into a plugin so I can easily share it between projects and iterate on it without worrying too much about references, breaking things, etc. It is good to separate such a thing to a plugin. And yeah, that's what we are doing today. Iterating on that, and by iterating I mean, first of all, the whole idea, just to give a quick intro, is that it's gonna to be the whole idea of graphics for the game that I was making here on stream about is paused, but also we want to transfer that art style to the game that I'm working on with my friend who's here. Jadella is here. What's up, bro? How are you doing? Jak się masz? Hope you have a nice weekend. Apart from the shitty fucking weather that is happening right now. Yeah, so we want to transfer that art style post process, however we want to call that thing. Oh, you just came back from a walk? Oh, a guy is walking his dog right now next to my block in this fucking big ass rain that London wouldn't be too shy of. Jadello says in Polish, ja tam lubię tę pogodę, which means that he likes this weather. Alright, alright. I can see a future in Ireland or UK. Or Sweden, Norwegia. Yeah, so I want to transplant it via plugin, but also the idea is that it will be looking like a flip book, right? That it constantly will be looking like it is being drawn on a sheet of, graph paper, kinda as if you were, drawing something at the edge of your goddamn notebook, right? I'm creating a flipbooks out of. So we'll have an outline and inline. All of that is constantly like animating and shit, right? Some of the objects can have panning, so it kind of looks more flipbooky, right? Some of the more static objects won't have panning. Of course, the textures are done by me, literally by hand, just picking up Krita and creating this hatchet, and that's it. Like, the actual real texture will be a little bit different, but it's just, you know, like prototyping, iterating, trying to find how it should look. But if you take a peek at it, like, okay, it starts to look flipbooky and shit, but there is one thing that doesn't look at all flipbooky, looks 100% unreal. It's the shadows. I had, I think, like 2 goes at the shadows, and none of them worked. I did a little bit of reading. I will attempt another iteration of how to maybe create shadows that also look hatcheted, not this, because that just won't fly. It has to look like it was also hand drawn, but not in the screen space, but in actual 3D space. So I have to change the whole look of the shadow without touching the renderer code, because I ain't a renderer programmer. Blah, it's horrible to say for a Polish person. Renderer programmer. Horrible. So yeah, but first of all, I want to move it to plugin, move it to the project that I'm working with Jadello here, and then iterate further upon there after cleaning all this shit up. So first of all, I have to create a plugin, move everything there, and not destroy everything in the process. Which means I will destroy everything in the process, but I will be live fixing it. Jadello says, no też padało jak byłem. It was also raining when he was there. Okay. I like when it's raining, but only when I'm inside. Unless it's like 32 degrees outside, then I don't give a fuck. Damn, but it is so cool to just look at it, that art style. Alright. Let's start picking this apart. I completely fucking don't remember what the hell I was doing, how the hell it is set up. It needs that many assets? I doubt that it needs that many assets. But maybe. Yeah, so first, let me create the plugin. Add new plugin, and we'll be moving this plugin from this version of the engine, which is 5.6, to the 5.7. Oh, I can only use content only? Ah, yes, because that project had no code. Alright. And it will be saved here. It will be, how should we call it? Flip book art style. Yeah, because I want to concentrate, get all the shaders, everything that I did, textures in here, even though we might, you know, just use this plugin and create our own like data for it, right? For in our game, still I want to have this as a baseline, because if we would attempt another project with this art style, then the baseline is there and we can just feed it different data. So I won't put out the author, beta version, no, none of that for now. Show content directory, yes, and it's done. It's being created. Alright, so basically what I will try to do, yes, I know I could probably just copy paste it, fix up some of the how is it being called? Oh my god, references. So the chain references will be correct and it will be easy, but I want to like reassemble this scene in like example level in the plugin, just because it also serves as a nice way of cleaning all the assets up. So only the necessary things are there, right? Because I saw that there's a little bit of chaos going on out there. So let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, Jadella, I don't know if I told you. either on stream or in our personal talks. I played and I'm still on some runs in Mugenics. I finally played it. It's a really cool game. What more can I say? Like it's really smartly done. The only thing that is kind of got on my nerves was the music, so I turned it off, turned on my own music from my own playlist. I mean, and the rest of it is super awesome to play. I really recommend Mugenics to anyone who loves turn-based game. Alright, let's just start attempting it, right? I have this flipbook art style content. Usually I just work with content drawer, but this time I think I might be relying on content bruises as well. And might even be relying on 2 of those. I never really worked with this. So it's working on this. Can I do it like a double pane thingy? No. I cannot do like a total commander of it. Fuck, man. Alright, but it doesn't need to be super big. Right, here will be here, and here we will go into plugins, flipbook, Artstyle content. We have nothing here, right? So we will try to reassemble this scene. What we might do, what way to go about it? Should I create like a completely new scene and rebuild it, or save this as, click save as, save current level as, save it here, and then fix up all the references? I kinda sorta wanna build it from scratch. Oh, I have lots of post-process here. Post-processes. Only outline process right now is rendering, and what is in the outline process? Post-process. Have the outline here. Thankfully, I commented a little bit. And I know, yeah, outline and inline were made by Graham Laidlaw, and he was kind enough to share the knowledge with me, so that's how it works. The boiling effect was done by me, but in consultation with one of my friends that wants to remain anonymous, and yes. That doesn't work, but doesn't matter. And yeah. Alright, I think I might reassemble this scene from the scratch. Like, outline post-process seems easy enough to get, but I don't remember how I did this thing, I'll be honest. And Jadella continues about how it is with him. Jadella says that he needs to rest, and he will just, you know, watch it for chilling purposes, watch the stream for chilling purposes, and take a nap. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. And eating ice cream, yes. And then Jadala asks me, Ado, could you, as a reminder, do a little brushing up how it was created? Is it post-process, shader, something different? Yes, so actually that's perfect, because I will be recreating all of that is happening here, or like reassembling it, and while I'll be reassembling it, I'll be explaining it how I did it, and also rediscovering on my own, because parts of it I also don't remember. But yes, the outlines, which are those things, right, and the inlines, which are the line inside of the mesh on screen, is the post-process. The textures on it and constant movement of them, it is a material applied to the mesh itself. And the grid paper background, I have no idea, I don't remember. So we will be walking through everything right here. I wonder one thing. Can I like create a new level. It will be a basic level, right? I have the new level in here. And if I remember correctly, I have to delete like exponential height fog from here. I have to delete, I think, sky atmosphere or sky, no, skylight. I have to, no. I had to delete something from here. And here is what and we got first bot on stream. AI viewers on stream, but why the fuck would I care about streaming to AI? Get the fuck out of here. Where's my ban hammer? Yeah, fuck off. Okay, ban hammer dealt. Alright. I just wish when I ban an account, my restream chat would update, like in here, and it would like stop showing the fucking bot message, but whatever. Right, so I wonder if I can just where's my second content browser? Yes, I wonder if, wait, this is like Artstyle exploration, and I just want to have plugins, flipbook Artstyle in here, right? All right. Can I open it up in like another window, or is it impossible? I never really tried to work with two levels at the same time. I guess I can. Edit. I cannot just open it up in another window. Damn it! That would be too beautiful, right? Alright, so I will be going back and forth, I guess. But I think it is needed both as a quick reminder how everything was assembled and cleaning purposes, right? So let's do exactly that. Save current level as. And why it's not showing me plugins? Plugin content. Why? Oh, it's just not refreshing. Okay. The check mark. Exam. Flip. Book. Example level. Yeah, let's save it as that. And I will be just constantly going back and forth and trying to remind myself how the hell did I assemble it. So, directional light stays there, sky atmosphere stays there, and skylight stays there. Only the... Oh, actually only the... Only the... What I deleted, the fog, should go away. Alright. So... How the hell did I did this grid paper? I have like a faint memory that either in sky atmosphere or in skylight I did something. Skylight. Okay, there's nothing. Interesting. But sky atmosphere. Come on, I had to like put something somewhere, right? This texture doesn't come from anything out of thin air. It's I think it should be somewhere in here, maybe in highlight, but I don't see it in here. God damn it, it's been so long ago. Graham, hello! How are you doing? I'm coming back to the flipbooky thing. And right now I am putting everything into plugins so I can move it to another project, and I will have another go at changing my the look of my shadows. How are you doing? Okay, so let's take a peek at, I think it is that grid that I'm using, right? I think it might be it. So let's go through the reference viewer and M grid paper sky dome. Okay, so this material, and this material is applied. Thank you for not showing me exactly, but I can see that it is applied on SM underscore grid sky sphere. So it's none of those things that I thought it was. It is just this material and grid sky sphere. So let's open up this material. I see I can clean it up a little bit. So that's the first thing that I'm gonna do. Save as. Go into my plugins. M underscore grid paper sky dome. Let's save it. And now this is the important part, because it doesn't automatically, you know, open up the asset that you just resaved it, or it does actually. Oh, I remember always have to click through. Huh. Interesting. Graham, I have been working on a custom render passes and changing the deferred rendering pipeline with JDM. You mean actual C++ rendering pipeline? Kudos to you, like, goddamn. God damn. On custom render passes and changing the deferred rendering pipeline. Oh damn. Oh damn. Then for sure during this week I will be work week that is, you know, will be happening. I will be watching Jaden streams because I've been lurking for during this week on Jaden streams. I saw you there. I couldn't really chat too much because I was extremely, you know, like involved with work, so I had it in the background, but you know, I need to watch it because I have a feeling that I might have to touch upon that for this art style soon. Graham says, we have managed to expose everything we needed, like shadows, specula, etc., to a custom blendable location on a post process and have a 1-1 parity with Unreal Engine to confirm it's physically accurate. Oh, sorry, probably it was too loud. I'm just clapping. Congrats! So it gives complete control over stylizable aspects without having to fake anything. Okay, so you're like a million steps ahead of me. I'm still trying to fake it with post-process. I mean the shadows thing. But you managed to do this, you guys managed to do this in C++. Nice. Nice. Congrats, hats off to you, congrats, and I need to catch up. Graham says, yeah, so I exposed the scene texture that has shadows that we can bend and cell shade and anything else. Yeah, I can imagine once you are exposing it as a scene texture, you can do goddamn everything to it, right? Graham says, my brain hurts. It's been hard work, but we finally got it. Damn. What was more harder, like going into the weeds of C++ rendering pipeline, or did you have to do like some changes to the all of the underlying mathematics that is going on behind the scenes, or like, or is it just rearranging and exposing what is already there? Like, how did you go about this? It's extremely interesting. I have to catch up. I have to catch up on that. Okay, so let me go back to my bullshit quickly. Cool effect to combine atmosphere with green paper, sky atmosphere luminance, sky atmosphere light disk luminance. I did something like this? Ah, it's just to set as a reminder. Okay. There's like a screen position, a couple of texture samples that I don't use anymore. The one that I use is paper me grid. Okay. Let me delete unused nodes, right? Because I'm editing, yes, the plugin version. Alright. Nice simple material actually. But what is more important about this material is that it is unlit. It is of course opaque and surface domain, and I think the rest of it is everything as, you know, default. Screen position, texture sample is also like default, nothing spectacular. Sampler type is color, right? And you just put it into emissive. I don't remember what that was doing, so let me quickly check it. Oh, nothing. But yeah, and the one thing that I have to do right now is like content browser. Oh, fucking thank you. Go to paper me grid and copy that. Let me create maybe new folders with like textures. or no, grid paper background. That's how I wanna change everything. What the? Okay, that's not what I clicked, but fuck it. Move and save. That can be called Paper Me Grid because it does come from the website called Paper Me, which I will launch in a second and show you. But now in this, I need to change the reference, and if I remember correctly, I have to go like here, here, and that's how I can actually change the reference, right? Yeah. A lot of content browser making sure that I'm actually pointing to the right asset will be going on in here. Okay, this one is cleaned up. And if I saw correctly in the reference viewer, I have to apply it to sm underscore sky grid sky sphere. But let me, yes, it was my own static mesh that I did something to it, if I remember correctly. What I did to it. I applied my material. All right. So another thing to like copy. Going to save it, but I will create material instance out of it. I might, I don't know, be adding some parameters there. So it's good to have material instance. And in here, it is a static mesh. I think I copied it from like engine somewhere. And now I need to point to this basically and resave it. Yeah, so it's like the sky sphere static mesh, right? Which is actually, I think, a sphere, just a sphere. With the applied material, and that material, because Jadela was asking about, is just taking a screen position, right? Sampling. What does screen position do? It's, as the comment says when you press Ctrl and Alt, it's the expression that outputs the screen space position, which means pixels on your screen instead of in 3D world, right? Screen space position of the pixel currently being rendered, and you can use it as UVs for how you want to sample your texture and then put it into emissive, so it will look very flat, right? And also because it is like opaque and unlit, what is behind it gives this washed out color. So if there's nothing behind it, there's washed up color. If there's something behind it, it's more white, right? Okay. So I reassembled all of that setup. I think I can go back to my main level. Let me catch up. Graham Ladle says, it's both. When I was asking about C++, whether it was just the matter of exposing the things and rearranging, or was it more math involved? Graham says, it's both. But that's the beauty of a team up with a tech artist. I can read the engine and implement, and Jaden can figure out the shader math. That's good. You are making, you know, a great team with that. You're making a great team for that stuff. We both wanted the outcome, so it made sense. Yeah, of course. Of course. And now you can both just use it, right? For your own projects? Or are you guys working together on the same project? Or did you just, you know, cooperate for this thing and each one of you is using it for your own project? Working in our own project, just a temporary team up. Yeah. Yeah, like superheroes coming together to stop the same villain, and it's like, alright, off to your own adventure. Indie dev life. Yeah, we gotta stick together. We gotta stick together and share as much as we can. Of course. Of course. Yeah, that's the thing. If I remember correctly, when it comes to Unreal, people have been asking since Unreal Engine 4 like opened up to public why some of those things aren't exposed already. Because people wanted to do all the cool stylistic shit just like in Unity and in Godot right now, and basically if someone wants to do this, they have to do what Graham and Jaden did, right? Maybe sometime Epic will expose it, but I don't think it is a priority for them. Substrate makes more sense after we did what we did. Oh, really? Oh, because you did it already with Substrate in mind. Ah, yeah, I was wondering about Substrate. Like, I think in 5.7 it is by default, so all of those materials might fucking go tits up, right? When I move it to the other project. But I was wondering, like, how stylization would work for Substrate. Because from what I remember, the guy from Epic was pitching it, it felt like you were basically creating your own shader model with Substrate material, but I didn't really get it, so it's very interesting. Graham says everything is full, all the buffers are stuck, they don't really have room to do this. Oh, okay. So it is a valid reason. You say why Epic didn't like expose it to anyone. I guess the change probably is as such that it would be hard to do it in such a way that it would accommodate all users. You have to make your own decisions about stuff, right? And they might not be the decisions that some other team might do. I guess it's just a guessing game on my end. All right, let's go back to the clean level that I'm trying to assemble, and it should be SM Sky Sphere. Yes, instead of this Sky Sphere, I should, if I'm understanding correctly, I should just use this, and then nothing happened. Ah, yes, because I'm still using. All right, that's cool and all, but that's actually cool and all, but that's not exactly what was going on there, right? Like, yeah, that's why sometimes getting through things once again makes sense, because it's the surface opaque on lit, they exactly the same like the other way. So what the hell? Yes, of course, no collision. How the hell did I assemble it? I have no memory of that, but we can just save that. Yeah, that's why it's great to like go back to it, because if we would start trying to assemble like levels with it, etc., with all those things, and we would get me and my friend like some level artists to work on that, they would be like, how the fuck does that work? And I wouldn't be able to explain this because it was probably more than a half year ago. So let's go back here, let's go into this SM Sky Sphere. Okay, I don't see anything in there. Override materials. Oh, that's it. I forgot about this. That I have to do it here, and I think I have to enter in main pass, receives decals. I don't know why it should use decals, but yes, override materials. I think I have to use that, and yeah, all right. Let's get back to our example level, which would be, you know, the entry point for everyone using this, and blah 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 blah. This is this. Oh, but wait, it already is the override material set up in here. What the hell did I do to get this effect? That's like the worst. Trying to remember what the hell did I do. And I think many people right now lots of people could empathize with that, trying to remind themselves, how the fuck did I do this? Okay, did I change something in the mesh itself? But no, the mesh itself is just the mesh itself. What did I do in here? Okay, let's try to think about this more critically. Like, let's get back to the paper world experiment. Guys, did I do something with highlight? No, not really. Atmosphere, did I delete it? No, it's not deleted. Sitting there nicely. Highlight, the same thing. Ain't nothing happening here, really. So it's gotta be something with how I set up this guy here. There's some devil in the detail that I am forgetting about. And this is really fascinating how you can forget how did you set something up. Okay, this is like physics shit. And collision. This does not take any bearing on this. Dynamic shadows. Great that it casts shadows, but that's not exactly what was going on in here. Everything is the same. So how the hell did I do this? Great question from Jadella was, how did you assemble it? Could you like explain everything? And we are rediscovering how the hell I did it half a year ago. I could also probably take a shortcut and turn on the stream from that time and just quickly check it if we were just striving from time, but I actually want to reverse engineer it, find it the real way, because if someone wasn't really recording what they were doing half a year ago, they would have to go to the hard way. So I kind of want to do it the same way, unless I will feel like I'm defeated and I cannot find it. But I don't really see the reason. Was it like something with the light component? Nah. Something with the material itself? Which material is it actually? Wait, it's pointing to a wrong material. That's first of all. Ah, no, it is right material. Forget I said anything. It is the right material. This is the other material, right? And is there anything like, did I fucked up something when I was like copying it? Oh, not really. All right. I think I need a 5-minute break. 5 to 10-minute break quickly, and I'll be back soon. Give me a sec. I will be back. Alright, sorry for that. I needed a quick break. What was I doing? Yes. Trying to figure out why I here have this almost perfect 2D thingy going on with the sky sphere, and I don't have it with the sky atmosphere. Is it like visible, turned off? Why does it even exist in here? Oh, when I turn it off, it actually receives this kind of color. Good to know. Directional light we need, I feel like. Just like very dark. Alright, so there's something else happening in here. Why? Is it like render pass order? Navigation, level instance, cooking, ray tracing, blah 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 blah, rendering visible, advanced. Ain't nothing here about that. What about Skysphere? Rendering, visible, advanced. Blah, use as occluder. I think I have used as occluder there. I don't use custom depth at all. I don't use virtual textures. That's a real freaky dicky mystery how I did create this. I love this shit. What about here? No, nothing in the rendering part of the thing. And here also render in main path. That's one on true. Skylight is just the light, so nothing can be said about this when it comes to rendering. But some sky sphere, let's take a quick look at that because I don't remember. All right. No changes. I don't want changes. I think there's another thing. I just didn't realize. I didn't have volumetric clouds there. I was searching for like a settings, and it was just like, well, no volumetric lights there. This is why it's nice to sometimes take a break, even if it is forced one. All right, but I also have like maybe a point of iteration in here, which is I can close the original one and only leave the plugin one. Is why do I keep it opaque? Why I don't have it as mask? That way I think the paper looks a little bit better. This takes the coloring of a sky atmosphere, and I'm not sure if I want that really, because yeah, this has some coloring, this sky atmosphere, and the directional light, of course. But we need directional light, but the atmosphere gives this like this, oh, there's like some sun in here vibe. If I turn it off, it's more like this. I don't know. I will make this decision later, probably talking with some artists, like, is it needed or not? But we got the basic here. We can still see kind of the grid of the Unreal being rendered over it, but you cannot I mean, I could probably take care of it, but I think my cat is playing near my door. Okay, so we did manage to recreate that. Great, 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 great. And we have all we need. We have our material, right? We have our textures, etc, etc. All right, let's then get here. And I think we should copy next the whole post process, right? So let's do exactly that. If I take my post process volume, I can quickly see that I'm actually, yeah, there was like a lot of iterations, some post processes proposed by Swashbuckling Fox. I recommend following him, Graham Laidlaw. If he starts doing like some blog posts or streaming, I recommend him. But you can also see him on Jadam's streams. And a couple of other tests. We only are really using ICM outline post process, right? So let's open that one up. And it does use some textures. So we need to like copy some of those textures as well, right? Because you can see it even in here, right? So first of all, it is actually kind of clean post-process, really, material. So ain't nothing to delete here. I think this is the only thing that is like unhooked to anything, and it is mostly trying to do something with shadows. So that's how I recommend it. Trying to do something with shadows. And of course, let's turn that comment black because that's how I like it. Yes. Make writable for now. Now let's save as into our plugin. And let's call the new folder. It is the post process, right? Put it up and outline post process. Or should I just go flip book post process, right? Because it will be both combining the shadow effect, outline effect, right? Yeah, flipbook post process. And what kind of textures I'm using here? This is for shadows, right? So colored pencil texture. All right, I can copy it. Open it in here, save it, of course, and point to. And if I click on here, it should want me to that. Okay. And the other textures, what it is? Oh, it is actually from the engine. Okay, so if they didn't delete it in future releases, then the noise would be here, and the rest of it is just mathematics, 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 mathematics. All right. The outline post process is, I think, actually kind of clean, and it's extremely raining again. That's great. That's great, people. Flipbook example level. So what we need to do is add post process volume. Post process volume on the level. I can immediately to infinite extent because it will be infinite, right? And let's search for actual post processes, our post processes to hook up, because a lot of things Unreal is like giving you out of the box when you place post process volume in here, right? So that's great. You can do color grading, change the saturation, gamma, etc. of the shadows, but not the way it looks actually. midtones, highlights, etc. So for everyone who's like trying to do like a realistic kind of thing, then yeah, this is, or like more film like things, you can do it in here. These are like reflections, these are global illumination, rendering features, mega lights, user flags, post process material. That's what we want. And use asset reference. And we want to point to our newly copied this. And it works. We have our post process. I can once again drop like basic shapes. So it's like cube. We can drop sphere, all of the shapes just to test it out, right? We can enlarge it. Cube. And we can add more shapes just so you know it will be immediately understood what's going on with each and every shape. I think regular planes might have a problem. We'll see. Yes, yes. And now cone. Let's quickly add cone. Whoa, whoa, what the hell did I did? That's what I wanted. God damn, this outline and inline looks so dope. Thank you, Graham, for sharing your knowledge with me. This boiling effects. Boiling, or I don't know how to call it really, but it looks really nice. And yeah, let's save it. And do I have any basic shape? I don't see myself using regular planes in here, but let's see if there's a problem like planes, or maybe there isn't. Actually, it behaves. Of course, you cannot see it from this side because it's one-sided plane, but if we rotate it, it will probably behave greatly. There'll be nothing from here. So yeah, actually it works on planes. And I was expecting that there will be some problem. Yeah. Curved stair. Yeah, we can add curved stair and see how that will look. It will look absolutely awful. This is just one giant outline and inline. So that's fun. Yeah. I think that's it for the tests. And let's go back to the paper world. Now I want to just copy this setup. And that is M pencil color green. And while I still remember to do this, because once again, I forgot. Let's create, of course, material instance out of it, because we want to parameterize lots of things. Right? And do this. Let's hook it up to our post process. Where the hell is the volume? Here is the volume. And actually, let's point toward this. Yeah. All right. Let's go back again and let's right now quickly clean up for the texture. Paper world experiment. Let's take, this guy. It is M pencil color green. And what is the difference between this guy? Pencil color red. Okay, so we have different color pencil for some reason. And this is MI gray paper. Okay, let's take pencil color green. Open it up. Material instance. Great naming convention on my end that there is no I in there. So there's that. And yeah, let's open up the original M pencil color, right? And it's just that. Okay, let's maybe clean it up. Or from all the references that we won't be using. This is a photo from my phone, so I don't want to use it. This is the actual paper me texture. That's great. This is another photo that I took that I don't want to use it. This is called pencil texture that I actually am using. All right. And I was here. Right, let's try to make anything. I'm not using screen position in here, so it's like, okay, boiling speed time. Okay, so this is a boiling effect, right? Fanning and boiling effect, right? So this one is boiling effect over time. And we have boiling speed as a parameter. Great. It's funny, I have the comments as black on the default, but for some reason this doesn't work in material editor, but whatever. Oh, actually it is all of that is connected to this. Yeah, because it is boiling effect and it is moving the, if you can see, there's a grid paper underneath that and it's moving that. So that's good. That's actually good. But there's one thing that, yeah, I actually, let me bring back the screen space, screen position node in here because I might be experimenting later with that. And that is, look, this grid paper is stretched over the UVs of the mesh, right? We might want to have it 2D or something. I don't know yet. Or maybe we will have a better texture and we will not see the grid paper behind it. This is boiling effect over time. And this boiling effect then is connected to UVs of two texture samples, right? So it is like grid paper. Okay. And this is just colored hatchet. And oh, wait. What am I editing right now? Okay, this is the original. I can edit and clean up the original. That's not a problem. And I have no idea what that was. It is not connected to anything. Some old experiment. Alright, so we got our material that is applied to mesh with the thing, with the grid paper and our texture. That one day I will turn into like a seamless style texture and maybe the one without grid paper being see-through, because I'm not sure if that will be a cool effect or not. This is still something that I need to iterate on. Yeah, and I think we got that. Actually, why it's not really like here? Ah, and I immediately know why it is not connected to the emissive color, to the base color. Because then it doesn't look like it is on paper. Alright, we got that. We should like save as in our plugin that we'll be exporting. And this folder should be called like paper. Or pencil at on paper. hatching. Pencil. Hatching on inside of that folder. Right? Okay, we got it saved. It immediately opened up. It is the new one, right? It is the new one. Okay, so I can go straight to the business of like copying textures. Paper me I already have in there, so I should just only point towards the correct version, right? Just that, and that way I could export it. Yes, I could do all of that work easier, as I said before, via, there is like this export to another project or something, and I could reassemble it into plugin there, etc. But I wanted to use this occasion just to clean up and remind myself how everything works before I move on, right? Because as you saw with the grid paper, you can forget about a lot of shit. That's one texture, and the other texture is this colored pencil texture, which is here. I could copy it to here, save it. Wait, the fuck happened? The fuck happened? Undo history. I have no idea what the hell happened. Which it is, okay, it is pointing to the correct one. I don't know why there are two right now, but let's save that. I clicked duplicate probably. And here, and I just wanna point towards it. All right, so the references are intact. This is the engine noise, and everything goes all right. All right, and I can just start applying this with change of the color, etc., right? In theory. And I think that should be all really reassembled, although there's this MI gray paper that comes from a different paper grid with color. It is a little bit different, so because it just uses texture samples. So I will, yeah, I want to use one material. Do I want to use one material for static hatchet with like a static bull switch? Yeah, I think I remember someone from Epic saying to me that static bull switch is like almost free or basically free, something like this. So yeah. No, I don't want to maximize that. Now recent levels, flipbook example level, and let's apply everything that we that we took the slow route, but managed to, oh, and I forgot. To turn one thing on, of course, the demo mode, mouse click key, so it will be easier to follow what I'm clicking, etc. ZinX says, ZinX 2088. Hi, why are your folders so messy? Nothing is organized, or is it just me who needs to be structured? No, it needs to be structured, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do right now. I am taking my experiment that I did in like unorganized method, because that's what I don't care about organization, because I don't know what will happen with it. And then after I'm like done with experimenting and I know more than less what I'm going for, I'm actually cleaning it up, and this is the process right now. I'm putting all of the post processes and materials that I created for the art style for this game into a plugin, and right now I'm just structuring it like in folders that at least for now makes sense. I might receive feedback if at the moment where I will start working with the art that it doesn't make sense for them to organize it in those folders, so that's when I will like clean up again. But yes, that's exactly the aim of what I'm doing right now. Like I'm trying to structure, and no, you're not the only one. I'm only allowing myself to have like this messy moment when I'm either prototyping, experimenting, and then there is like a high chance that I will just click on the whole folder and click delete and nothing will survive this experimentation. And thanks for dropping that by. How are you doing? By the way. Alright. Pencil hatching on paper. That's what I wanted to use. Zinc says, I just need it to be structured even when I'm just gray boxing. Alright. Alright. What's the most important thing, especially if you are working with someone, and even if someone is a solo dev, they are working with someone, their future self and past self, is to make sure that things are organized in such a way that it will be easy to navigate and to quickly brush up on how the hell did I created this thing later, right? But heads up to you, if you know, if creating a structure even when you're prototyping, etc., works for you, then you know, I think it's all right. I think it's all right. Why not? Ah, yes, I wanted to first of all. Yeah, let me open this one up once again. Yeah, I have lots of things open, but soon they all will be closed down because I will be moving this plugin from current project to another project, and that's where I will be iterating upon. Boring effect over time, some old experiment, color hatchet, what I wanted to do. Ah yes, static bull switch, static even parameter, I can do it immediately. Is boiling effect on. I want it to be true by default. Static switch. And actually, I want this to go here, true to go here, and false. Nothing, really. I can quickly preview it. Oh, if nothing goes in here, then there is nothing. And I just want regular UVs in here. Wait, that's not what I wanted. Oh my god, right now I have a brain fart. No. What's the name? Oh, I can already have this. I don't need to do it like this. Alright. That's better. Yeah, but I have such a brain fart right now. Oh my god. Yeah, UV. I'm having such a brain fart right now. What was the name of it? Oh. I hate it when my brain doesn't want to work with me and it's like, hey, you know what? You know what? Actually, wait a second. Yeah, I just realized I might not need... Oh. Yeah. I might not need that at all. I can just turn boiling speed to 0 and I basically have the same thing, right? Nothing is moving. Exactly. I didn't need any static switch. Alright, so now I can reassemble everything that I wanted, right? So I can quickly create material instance. Like a regular green hatchet. Green pencil. Hatching. Right? And save. Now I can start applying this to a couple of those, right? I can immediately create another material instance. I don't know. Blue pencil. Hatching. Right? Open it up. Do I have all the parameters that I need? Yes. I can change the color to like blue. Great. The closer you get, the bigger the jump is, I think, in the panning, but because... No, it's not. Alright. It works nice, and just for the fuck of it, I can create another one, so there will be another, like, color, like red. Pencil hatching. Just for the fuck of it, and pick. Just a pure red. Let's apply that actually to a plane. Why not? Let's add a orange one, and then let's create the static one, and I think we'll quickly compare those scenes and be like, all right, everything is done. Let me export that plugin to another project, right? And let's see how it will work. What I want to do with this? I create material instance. Okay. And it will be way more cleaner to work with that without additional not any additional problems because everything was so unorganized. All right. Let's add it here, right? We have a couple of colors, we can observe the effects of them, etc. And now let's create the static gray one. Create material instance, mi static gray pencil. Change. All right. And boiling speed is 0. Color is just freaking gray, right? So let's put it into white. Make it like this. And let's set. Oh, it's very rough color, but whatever. Now we can also observe how atmosphere right now is not having an effect on that, but interesting. In the other scene, it had way more of an effect. Interesting. Right, but now we have nice little plugin with the example level, which shows how everything is assembled. We got our post process and everything connected to it here. We got our hatcheting material, pencil hatchet, right? And we got our grid paper background. Everything looks nice. And let's open up paper world experiments. Different color of gray. Let's check because maybe I'm also using different texture. No, colored pencil texture. I was using completely different grid paper texture. And there's like something going on with like roughness and specular in here. I don't remember what was the... And it's not working on emissive, it's working on base color as well. I'm not really sure what I had in mind in here. Uh, hmm. Zinx says, wouldn't the gray pencil look better if it goes over the whole mesh instead on the grid size? You mean the tiling? Yes, yes, it would look better. In the end, I wanna add seamless style textures in here, so it would look way better that way, right? And that's like the goal, that all those pencil textures will be seamlessly tiled. That will also be probably the most optimal and the easiest to work with, right? So yeah, that's the case. That's how I want to do it. But after I will be done exporting this plugin to the other project, I'll show you what I wanna play around with. I wanna play around with those shadows, change their look, so they also will be looking like they're a separate hatcheted pencil drawn thing. I had like, I think, 3 attempts at that. All of them failed. I will have a fourth one. One of my friends told me like, well, maybe you might need to get into the C++ rendering code for that. But I'm not a renderer programmer, so I'm still holding out that maybe I can do something on the post-process side of it. So there's that. And I think I have like a post-process here that I was experimenting with, which I might expose actually as well. Just need to find it. Shadow catcher, yes, that's the one. I managed to do something like this, but of course the whole shadow is in 2D screen space. So I need to rectify that. I did some reading on what I could try. So we'll be experimenting away. Zing says, you want the shadows to be themselves as pencil drawn? Yes, that would be perfect. That would be perfect. And I remember on past stream, basically brainstorming with Graham how it could be achieved. Graham Laidlaw, he was kind enough to like share some of his materials, which once again, thank you Graham for that. If I will find it, is this the one? No. This is the one. Where it catches all of the shadows and like even the ones that are like slightly bounced off, etc. It might be a little bit too much for me. But you know, we did experimented with that stuff, so there will be more of experimentation about that. Yeah. And Zinx, I wanted to ask you like, when it comes to like game deving, what is like your area right now? Are you working on something like your own project or some stuff like that? I'm really always curious about what peeps are working on and what are their interests in here. I think Graham left stream. I think Graham is off to another stream or something. He might come back, but yeah, yes, I wanted to copy that, my shadow catch. And I could abandon this project, like, actually abandon. There it is, my shadow catcher. Am I using, yes, I'm using one texture, so save as, my plugin, new folder, shadow. But it should be a part of my post process. So actually, no. Shadow hatching. Let's just use it as another separate post process for the experimentation, right? Purposes. And we'll combine those two at the later moment. We just need to... okay, I need to open up. Oh my god. Yeah, that's why I'm basically trying to clean everything up. It's just a color pencil texture. Oh, right. Just organize myself better. We'll use that and here. Now it should point to my plugin version of a texture. All right, I think it is all ready. I'm ready for all the experimentation. And we can properly abandon this plugin, right? Flipbook example level. Let's open it up. I just wanted only one thing. I wanted to copy the color of gray paper. There it is. Wait, did I change it? Let me do this. And it enlarged, I don't know why. Let me copy. And paste it over here. All right. Because I like that shade of gray a little bit better. And yeah, I think I'm ready to like move this plugin to an actual project that I'm working with Jadello here. All right. Zinx answers. Yes, I have a cyberpunk project and I created the last few days 0.5 kilometers square walled city like Kowloon in China. Yesterday, for example, I created an elevator that goes from first floor to sixth floor with a call button outside. For the inside buttons, I could create per 1 to 6 numbers on the keyboard. The next thing I'm creating inside of it, is the building. Sorry, I'm lost. The next thing I'm creating inside the building are the stairs. All right. So we're creating a cyberpunk project. Nice. And inspired by Kowloon. Nice. Just let me quickly, just so everyone can see what we're talking about. We're talking about this. Which has been inspiration for cyberpunk, and not only cyberpunk. It's just have been an inspiration for so many artists and creators. This is what we're talking about. Yes. Nice, great. And it's 0.5. Damn, that has to be a lot of work. Did you create all the meshes like on your own, or are you working with like gray boxing? Like what approach did you take for all that stuff? And are you scripting in Blueprint? Are you doing it in C++, or maybe Angel script, or how did you do it? Oh, someone did it in Minecraft. Why am I not surprised? All right, let me close that project down and copy everything I need to copy to the other project. Yay! And No, why would I want borderline texture? What the hell even? No, 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 no. I just opened those up. Okay, I think I need to reopen this project just to see if I didn't mess up anything. So let me quickly open it up. I lost my OBS and a chat. All right. I might need to take a break to fill up the water stone. Zing says, yes, but my city has a catch. It is surrounded by walls. I use partially AI, but only for suggestions. The mesh is artistic, and coding is everything from me. Nice. The map design is either created by me. I created as a hobby project. Nice, nice. That's a great hobby. That's a great hobby project. That's an awesome, usage of time. I love that. I love that. And yeah, I think using like AI and chatbots, etc., just for suggestions is alright. Right? You're doing, coding yourself. All the meshes are, made artistically. Yeah, great, great. Nah, and I gotta think there is a lot of work connected to this project, right? Like, yeah, to build like the whole city of Kowloon, and it is all of it surrounded by walls. Kind of like it reminds me of the wall situation in Attack on Titans anime and manga. Great, great. So you're right now adding the elevator. Nice, nice. Will it be like playable? Like players can walk around it, and there will be like some. Yeah, of course there was some interaction because you created the elevator. So I'm answering my own question. Will it be like more single player experience, or will it be more like co-op or something? What kind of interactions are you planning there? Like, is it more like exploration, immersive simi thing, shooter, mystery? Like, what is your aim there? Meanwhile, let me quickly launch if I didn't destroy my own flipbook example level. No, I didn't. Alright. Why it constantly wants to save the change to M basic material and render module source and texture graph and source? Like, no, I never want to edit this. What the hell? Alright, so take a moment. Let's copy the whole folder from one project to another project. Let's open all of this up. This one is C++ backed project. The previous one was just pure blueprint. Here we are using C++ because, yeah, like for example, I was creating the plugin that would expose subsystems to the to my friend for blueprints usages. So he won't have to create manager actors that has to be manually dropped in the level. And it creates a more, and he wouldn't have to think about the lifetime of this manager, and also not have something connected to the actor and all of its boilerplate when it is not needed, right? Yeah, Rider, yeah. Yeah, launch it. Yeah, so I want to expose it to him, but on the last stream my brain fried too much from trying to fix simple UX problem. So getting back to the art style, it's nice to have like things to jump, from topic to topic when you're at the dead end. in one area, or you manage to pass the problematic point, but you're completely like tired of it, so you can, you know, switch gears, jump into something completely different for a hot second, play around with there, go to the wall, right? Come back to the original. Oh, I see Jadella. Diabolid. I don't know how to call you on stream, dude. You have two nicknames, one different on YouTube, one on Twitch, and the personal one that I know, and I'm not sure if you're okay with that. Me sharing this. Yeah, I think I can close all of that up. And first of all, I don't need any more of the content browsers like here. We're not ready to show the combat test, I think. Jalala says Pashi. Pashi is okay to call you like this? Okay. Zink says a lot of work. I never thought that half of a square kilometer could be that big. Oh yeah, it is big, especially colon, right? Because not only it's the XY plane, but Z axis, right? And the walls picture something more sinister because it needs to have that claustrophobic feeling with a suppressive feeling from the authoritarian feeling. Yes, I exactly know what you're saying. There are multiple structures, and what I mean by that is just the commercial worker district that has layers beneath. UX, if players can walk, I plan on that. The player can walk everywhere, inside every building, more or less. The city needs to be a maze. From your description, I already feel exactly what you're talking about. Here in the city that I live in, Warsaw, we don't have anything like that, but we have one neighborhood that fucking looks like it was taken out of the colon. And I had an unfortunate, how to say it, I was living there for a year, and it was one of the most miserable years of my life because of that exact claustrophobic feeling. Like I felt like I'm constantly being inside of a cage and all the cameras are watching me, etc. Like it was awful. It was fucking awful. And the walls are paper thin, so if someone was plugging in their phone charger, all of my wall was like, you know, seemed like it would fall apart. And let's not even talk about other noises that people make inside of their house. And will I find it quickly? That's how it is being. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I lived there. What the hell? I have to buy something to just see a basic picture? Fuck off. Yes, we have something like this, and inside of it, that's exactly how it looks. Like, and the picture doesn't really show. It doesn't do justice, I'll be honest. When you see it in person, it's like, what? It's like colon. Oh my god. Yeah, it was awful. It was completely awful. Oh yeah, this picture does it justice. And some bullshit, thank you. Can I just open up the picture? This picture does it justice. I lived there, it was horrible. So I think, you know, your description gave me exact that vibe. I think it will be great. It's okay, I'm not going to release the game. So you're doing it for yourself. And nice. That's great. I love people talking about how they are, you know, using Unreal Engine and just game dev as a hobby to express themselves, etc. Zink says, yes, exactly. That is what I want to create. But the other part is there, like I said, multiple levels. If you've seen Carl Urban Judge Dredd, amazing movie, I recommend it. That is going to be a mega city building where everything is inside. Yep, I think overall I'm going to have around 5 kilometers square when I'm done for the whole mega city building. Damn, that it will be a big one. Nice. Great. And yes, Judge Dredd mega city building. Yeah, the atmosphere there was unsettling to say the least. Alright, let's open up the plugins. I call it Flipbook Artstyle, and it's on by default. Great! Who am I to disagree? Let's open it up. Yeah, and it works. And we have nice, clean thing. Oh, there's one thing. Nothing actually drops shadows. I wanted to have a hatcheted shadow. Why nothing is dropping shadow? What the hell did I did that I disabled shadows? Oh. What the hell did I do that I kinda destroyed shadows? I didn't turn off any of that. Yeah, like that's why I was surprised that there is no effect right now. So what is gone with the shadows? What the hell? I think it might be that problem. Oh. Where the hell does this blueprint open up? I wanted to open this up. Right. Oh, yeah. No. Not mask. Wait, what? First of all, unlit. And but it doesn't fix anything. Fuck, I did to turn off the shadows. I have no shadows right now. You can clearly see that I'm more of a gameplay coder than I mean that's what I do on the day job, rather than the goddamn tech artist. The hell I did! I turned off the shadows. I don't even know how to turn off the shadows. I didn't do anything in the post process. Did I somehow turn off the shadows by accident? Shadow, yes, it should cast shadow. Dynamic shadow. What the hell did I do? There is no is it because of this that suddenly there is no shadow? Like if I change the material here, whatever the hell was there. Yeah, like if I turn it to default, yeah, the shadows are there. Alright, I don't have to turn off. Or maybe I will turn on the project for a hot second here. And let me fix that. Because, yeah, maybe I need to do something here. Yeah, so I see where the problem lies. Let me open up all of that shit again. We're not done fixing stuff. We're never done. No one is ever really done. No one is ever really truly done. Alright, oh, and it's that's not exactly what is here, right? Let me open up what's going on here. And it's surface, and it's masked, and it's default lit. Alright, so I cannot do it. It has to be like a different material. Alright. Fuck it, it will be. Just fuck it. It will be easy to recreate, right? In the project. So let's do it. Let's fix it right away. Yeah. And if someone will think like, oh, just because I set up material in a specific way and basically deleted shadows, oh, maybe this is a good way to turn off the shadows. No, because the shadows are still calculated by renderer. It's just at the end they are destroyed. So if you want to turn off the shadows for some performance measures, just make sure to go through the meshes and actually turn off the shadows, or through the settings of the project, etc. Like do it that way. So I can actually delete that because that is false. Wait. What is going on? I just want to delete it. Delete. Great. And let's create a new material quickly. Yeah, like it will be easy to do. M static pencil. I might need a quick break. I just got a message and I need to refill my water. But just give me. No, I didn't want to delete it. Oof. Thankfully, I clicked the right thing. Yes, it is surface and it is masked as it should be. Default lit, and let's just copy all of that stuff. Alright, no, I'll be able to do it in 6 seconds. I need a quick break. So I'll be back in a hot second. Alright, I'm back. Got my water refilled, got some quick snack with me. Let's just copy that material. I will have to reverse engineer what the hell I did. Why all those layer pink? What is going on here? I'm starting to see. I was doing something on specular that whatever there is a pencil line, change the specular and roughness so it looks like actually it is more drawn in, but I'm not sure if it works. Whatever. I just really need this, shit. This and these nodes. Copy them. Maybe structure them a bit better. This is supposed to be grid paper. Work like this. Alright, but I have it selected. Here it's supposed to be the hatchet one. Hatching. This is a shitty texture that I did as a placeholder, but also zincs on the point of organization. The thing is, from what you're saying, you already have like the big direction going on with your city, etc. So it's easier to organize things. Here, I have no idea what kind of assets we will have in the game, really, graphically speaking. And we know that it will be extremely simple because we have no budget. At least that's how it looks, but that's the reason for example, sometimes why it is hard to come up with like some structure, etc. Because we don't know what we'll be having. But once we will do, we will just commit to cleaning up because, let's say, untidiness in the folder structures becomes a depth that makes it, with each and every passing day, working harder with everything. Alright, and I think that layer went to base color, circular rough. Alright. Alright. Maybe once again, let me grab the actual color. Gray color of that thing. And let's put it that as a base so I can see that, hey, these static ones, because the idea is that materials with the panning, with this hatching constantly moving, flipbook style, I think it will, and I tested it inside the previous project, it works great for the dynamic objects that you can interact with or they are moving around or something. But for things such as ground floor, it's better that they are not panning because immediately you're losing your orientation. Immediately you're like, whoa, everything is moving, the signal to noise ratio is more on the side of noise. So yeah, it's a problem. Alright, and let's quickly create material instance, mi, gray, static, gray, pencil, hatching. And I have a typo. Because I probably have a dyslexia, but it was never really diagnosed in school because when I was still in school, somehow I was quadruple checking what I wrote, but the further I am away from school, the more errors while typing or writing by hand I'm making. And let me put that here. And now we have shadows. Amazing technology, right? We have shadows. Yeah, like, let's move those elements like around. We'll have different shadows. Move the plane a little bit like this. Yeah, all right. I am ready for experimentation with the shadow catching and changing the look of the shadow. No, I don't get why it always tries to save it, but whatever. So, Pashi, if you are still here and you're not taking a nap, I will be submitting it. There will be a new plugin, Flipbook Artstyle. Here it is, assembled. Once again, we have all those materials done in a more clean way, not clean whale. What the hell? Let me also drop a couple of comments in here. Sometimes I dislike the way you work with materials and all those graphs, etc. But you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. We got this. Wait. Why am... What is... Okay, what just happened? I just saved the material and suddenly the outline is gone. Why? What the hell happened there? Okay. It was my error. Alright, so we got this. We are here. Let's go further with the bullshit. So, basically, I don't know, should I like write this down in my TL draw or how to explain this? What I've been reading about when it comes to those shadows, etc., and what could I attempt is a technique. How to say it the best? Yeah, let's open up a new level. That will be the best explanation. There is something called like triplanar mapping that I read about, and basically works like this. The 3D visualization will be better than the hand drawn. Trust me. Let's get a couple of shapes, right? Let's cubes or planes, maybe cubes, and let's just squeeze them. Right? Let's say we have such a plane as this. We have the one that is like this, right? This is like XY plane. Here it is XZ plane, and we need YZ plane, which is this 90-degree angle. Right? And triplanar mapping, basically, if I understand it correctly, of course. Yeah, we have built a room. Yay! Let's maybe extend it a bit because otherwise my brain will hurt. This is like an XY plane, right? This is XZ plane and XY plane. What does triplanar mapping do in the world space is basically, can I just like add camera so it will be more visible? Sign camera actor, will it? Oh yeah, there it is, camera actor. Yes, great. It's basically as if we had like 3 cameras and each one of them would be projecting like, let me create the cone of projection just for quick visualization, and let's add it as a, cannot attach. Okay, so make it not static, make it movable. Because I don't give a fuck. Make it bigger, right? It's as if we had 3 cameras. That's how it works. And I wanted to attach this to this. And if I copy it, I only copy that. That's bullshit. Yeah, it's if you had something like 3 cameras, all of them projecting the texture that you chosen onto those 3 planes, right? And suddenly you have like cat came here. Boomba. You want to stay there? Oh, okay, just stay there, right? And it is as if you had those 3 cameras, each one of them projecting onto the 3 planes of the world, and suddenly you have like where the hell is this? Plane. I swear it will all make sense. In a hot second. And why am I talking about this? It will also make sense. Because that's kind of how I want to go about catching those shadows and changing them, right? We have this thing, let's quickly change it, material to like something that actually exists. I don't know, like, oh, okay, this doesn't have anything. Checker material. Yeah. Let's say we have a checker texture and we want to try planar mapping it, so it kind of works as if you have those 3 cameras, each one of them is like a big ass projector, and all of them are projecting this texture onto the world, right? Basically. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to draw this for shit, so thank God that I can just show it off to you like this, right? This is like basically, at least to my understanding, how triplanar mapping works. You're having 3 planes, right? And you have those 3 cameras, kinda, and they're each one of them projecting as if it was a film projector, right? Those textures upon whatever the hell is on each plane, and whenever something is uneven, so it means that is actually, you know, at the edge of 2 planes or 3 planes at the same time, it will start blending between those values, right? And the main idea that I read about that I could use here is, well, what if I cut shadows in screen space, right? And then all those pixels that I have there, basically I do triplanar projection and once again project them in the world space. And that way I could project my hatchet texture onto whatever the fuck is there when the shadows is, right? So the basic idea would be like, on the screen space I am catching shadows. I'm using triplanar projection in the world space to once again like project it onto the world. I'm not sure if that's exactly how the map works out there, or is it just like, hey, let's take this pixel, I know exactly from which 3D space point this pixel comes from, and let's start putting the texture there, right? So the texture should start stretching over this and tile up, right? So that's the basic idea of how it should work, I think. I'm not sure if I could achieve the effect that I have in mind, which is, I think I drew it perfectly. Pumba! Where are you? Where are you, my friend? Come here. Can you believe that this giant ass guy? Here it is. Here's my cat, Pumba. He is big. He is huge, and he's not even 1 year old. British short hairs are big. Hello. Fish. And you know what is their favorite activity? Constantly eating, even more than other cats. Yes, you've been called out. I see you're catching feelings. So the cat is with us. If I put 6 bucket KFC in front of him, he would eat all 6 and then die happily. Yes, that's how much you eat. And you don't know when to stop. Not when to stop. That's why soon we'll be implementing some measures to help you with that. So you've said hi to the world. Cat is here. Oh my god, I think he's going to fall asleep in my lap. I cannot work, guys. Tell me, would it be a legitimate excuse not to work at the day job if I have a cat and I have to pet him? I think it should apply. The same for all the dog owners, any other pet owners. Just like someone can take a break to go for a cigarette, right? Should be able to have a break to pet your animal. Yes. Your hand, your hand. I don't have a heart to stop. Say hello to the camera. Yay! I wish I had those macros so I could blow up my camera for the full screen so you could see him in full detail. Alright, I hear you. You wanna just go here. God damn, you're weighing like 7 kilos already. Yeah, and the Wikipedia says that this breed will grow until they might grow until they are 5 years old, and this guy will be 1 soon. So I don't even know how big he will become. I hope not much bigger. Alright, so yeah, we can start to attempt to go at it like this, that the shadow would be actually looking hatcheted. So let's just go with that bullshit, right? Let's just go with that bullshit. Here's the explanation of my planner thingy, and yeah. Post process, let's just open shadow hatching. This is what I was able to achieve on the last stream with the help of a great Graham Laidlaw. So yeah, let's quickly go through what is happening here and what am I using, what am I not using, etc, etc. What is happening here? Here, this was like some old-ass experiment that didn't work out, I think. So let's delete that. So, what is happening here? Unreal Engine doesn't have like a scene texture just for shadows or buffer just for shadows, right? But it has the base color as stored in gbuffer, and it has the final scene texture, final scene that you see on the screen, right? Which is not just base color, but with all of the lights and bounces, etc., all of the effects calculated already. That's what's going on. Oh, and he's licking himself clean. I don't know if you can see it, guys. I really want to show it. Pull it up. Right? You guys see Pumba. No, I don't think you can see him. Yeah, he's a little bit higher. He's even more high. There you can see him, but that's a weird as angle. Although I guess if I would have camera constantly on my cat, I would have more views. All right. So basically the idea is that, okay, you have one scene that has only base color without any light information, and you have the fully lit scene. If you do a subtraction or division, because I think in this case, it doesn't really matter. We could probably do both, right? Oh, actually no. Actually no. Or would it be like the order of operation? Ah, yeah. This is the it basically created right now a scene where it is the exact opposite. Everything is, you know, yeah, it is the exact opposite, right? And that's not exactly what we wanted to achieve, right? So you can use division and play around with that. I just used the simple subtraction, which the final effect of is that we have basically like our shadow mask, right? Where the shadows are and where the shadows are not. And in this case also I made it so basically I'm not really interested in the shadows on the object, because the way my material works on the object is as such that I'm not really interested in all these bounced off lights for the Artstyle final. Only this hard shadow casted on surfaces by object. Right, so that's what I was interested in the most. So of course saturate it, you're masking it. I can multiply the shadow to like bump it up. I think that value was hand adjusted from what I remember, just to get the best result, right? Then you clamp it, of course, between 0 and 1. You can use smooth step or regular step, or clamp, or lerping, just to make sure that just to create the final outline of that all, right? And that, all of that is basically actually, let me rearrange that quickly so it is more readable, right? That is basically creates the alpha, right? Whenever the shadow is, I want to do something. Wherever the shadow isn't, I don't care about this information, and let's just pass through the scene as it is, right? All of its color. So basically it is lerping on alpha between A and B. This is like whatever the final result of render is, this is what's happening. And whatever the and if there's a shadow, then use the texture, right? And sample it and place it on screen. So this is, let me comment this, shadow mask processing. Oh, hey, Pumba. He probably wants to play. I don't have a toy with me here, I think. No, he's just laying down. Alright, let's make it darker. Black. That's how I like it. Alright. Pumba is right now with me here, but you... Oh no, you are able to see him crawling around. I mean, licking himself. Right, here is the fully rendered regular scene, right? Get black. I don't know why it's gray. Like, And here is when we will be experimenting further. To make sure, because right now, as you can see, it is basically a screen space position texture, right? As if UVs, I mean, the UVs are on the rendered screen, and the shadow serves more of a preview of, it's kind of like a peephole that we will be looking at the texture, right? It's alright, but it doesn't really create this effect of it being hatcheted in the 3D space, right? Or at least I would say not really. And yeah. Let me save the picture of this explanation because actually it is quite nice. Let me also delete that. Let me quickly do like a screenshot because, oh, there's no cameras. I have this. Whoa, 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 whoa. For the later reference, right? Right. Now let's open up the flipbook example level. No, don't save. And let's find our post-process volume. Yes, here it is. And add another post-process. Got film grain, blah, blah, blah. Where the hell is the rest of the post-process? I wanted to quickly find it, but I can't, so just search for post-process. Here we go. I wonder if I can already, for instance, MI shadow. Right, I wonder if I can already attach it here. And will it work? No, it doesn't. It doesn't work at all. And if I turn that to 0, it also doesn't work. That bodes great. Maybe it has to be first. No, not really. So there's also another problem. My post-process doesn't work on the scene actually. That's a big problem. I think before I even go further, I should have it working in scene, right? It is a post-process. Do I have to click anything else? Scene color before DOP. Oh. No, no, no. And after tone mapping, it doesn't catch shit. Alright. So it only works in the preview here. The translucency is applied. Okay, so because I'm doing it in the blendable location, the scene color before depth of field, all the other processing of the image, if I have to guess, is yeah, so it should be scene color after tone mapping, I think, because everything tone mapping has been added and all of the processing has been done, and I have to make it work right now for this, and I don't know why it doesn't. I'll be honest. Why this thing works for before depth of field and why it doesn't work after depth of field. Why it doesn't catch shadows. That's the interesting part, right? Because that's what's happening right now. Scene texture base color. Do I have any scene texture? Lighting. one, shading model color. Base color is stored in gbuffer. Which one to use? Let's check if that will actually work. No. Doesn't matter. Alright, so let's experiment away because we know that it can work. And when the blendable location is scene color before depth of field and the rest of the processing, so like the first moment where we can do it, and starts to get affected by translucency, then SSR input completely overrides everything. So yeah, let's play around right now. But actually, I don't get it. Why? This scene color before I can catch it and make it work. Yeah, I wanted to work with the triplanar, but it feels like I have to fix it first because whatever I might achieve here for this preview might not work if I cannot make this work with actual, you know, regular scene. So let's fix that first. I don't really know how, like, Okay, let's like preview this. Stop previewing the node. Okay, I think I need to unhook. Whoa, I need to unhook this. Just straight up put it in here. It's just black. All right. This is what we see, right? This is like a base color. Great. And this is our image. So, okay, more experimentation. I will copy that and save it because I'll be breaking it like a motherfucker. Back up. Now, so you mean to tell me that when I subtract those, nothing is happening here, right? Back here. But if I have the blendable location as scene color before depth of field, subtract those here, I get this as a result of subtraction. So basically I need to get this result with the scene color after tone mapping, right? All right. So let's create the divide node. And let's put it in as our preview. Okay. We do have something, right? Okay, so maybe that's why it's okay. We shouldn't use subtraction, we should use divide, right? Now, if I hook it to saturate, right? Let's delete that node. And I hook up saturation to here. Ain't nothing. Okay, I theoretically saturated it. What if I emissive color? Yes, I only have this, right? Then I'm multiplying it. Holy shit, moly. This is huge. Then I'm clamping it between 1 and 0, and that's what's happening. And then I'm doing a step function, and this is how it looks. Alright, so then I hook it up to alpha, I hook it up here, and my scene looks like that, which is a look of its own, but I start to see the problem. The problem is when I have a mask here, I should do more processing here. So I will actually only catch this thing. So I contrast it, I think, after the mask. Contrast. It can be cheap contrast. And let's see. Okay, it didn't really do that much. There's also contrast preserve color. I don't think that will do. Right, so we need to turn after the division. Basically what is most interesting to me is I'm only interested in certain values from whatever this color is up to the complete light, which is 1, and the rest of it I don't give a fuck about. So now I know that multiplying it is not exactly what I want to achieve, right? Because it just blows everything up. So move step. How about this? Go like this and now we're talking. Smooth step is exactly what I might need. I just need to right now adjust the nice value. How about 3? Immediately hit the nail on the head. Although this thing is like still being visible from this angle, so there might be problems where at certain angles I might start coloring this, right? Which is not exactly what I want. But also for our game that we are making, it is a turn-based. We might have a fixed camera with some of the dynamic camera movement, but it won't be player driven, so we might actually get away with this. Certain angles are not working for us. Or because this is the bounced off light. Or maybe we can turn off the bounced off light in the engine somehow. Can you even turn off the bounces? That's interesting. All these years we were striving to make the most performant light bouncing, right? And right now, for the interest of this game, I would be like, hey, I just wanna deal with the direct shadow. I'm not interested in any of the bouncing or anything like that. Zing says, can't you clamp the smooth step that it shines only down and does not reflect? Yeah, I can. For sure, I even have the clamp in here. We can immediately preview it. Because why not? But still, things will be here. Things will still be seen here. What if I did like... Whoa! That's interesting. Nah, but we want 1. Verify. We'll increase it. Last. 3 was perfect. 0.2 will be way more. 3 was just perfect. Basically. But yeah, we are clamping. Could go from 0.3 actually. Oh! No, we want to have a perfect 0, right? How could we clamp? 0.9. Yeah, but that's the thing. Those values are starting to get really close. Let's. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, more things are starting to get freaking lit in that way. So I think to clamp it like this and maybe fix that issue a bit later. I'm not sure. Yeah, because this will be also like, because this is basically a lit part, and I kind of wanna not care about that. Hmm. Okay. So what's being previewed right now? Wow. There I have another step function. What for? Ah, for this. Ah, actually. Oh no, it doesn't work like this. But this is a bit too much. So I have one smooth step and another hardcore step, which does something like this. Zinx suggests if you try smooth step over a half, mm, 1 and clamp 0.2, 0.1, what would happen that I never change shadows? Okay, let's, might as well try this. If I understand correctly, I'm having a smooth step from 0.5. Let's preview just a smooth step for a set. No, not just a smooth step. Clamping from 0.5, right, to 1, which basically is this, if I understood correctly, right? And then clamp from 0.2 to 0. That's what you're proposing? I don't think I understand, I'll be honest. If you try smooth step over half, 1 and clamp 0.2, 0.5, what would have happened that I never changed? You can have the clamp at the same amount of the smooth step as far as I know. Yeah, that wouldn't make much sense. If I understand that correctly. But I think I misunderstood something. It's on my end of your suggestion. Wonder what would happen if I did something like this. Holy shit, no. It has to be like, because this is also not lit, so it is catching it. I'm not sure if I could, yeah, because how the post process would differentiate between this grayness and this grayness. Zinc says that for me the problem is the light downwards looks too bright from the sphere. I would try to dim. Yeah, the thing is, like, right now this is actually representing the shadow, right? The shadow that exists on the scene, right? Which is smooth step and clamp. So this, where there is a light, it's not actually light in the real scene, it is the shadow. So it means, hey, this is the most darker path of it, right? And here's where it's the most dark. So what we would actually love if it could be distributed as like, hey, average all of this out into one smooth thing, which is what step function should be for, really. But instead of smooth step, it would do something like this, and it works exactly. There are also, of course, some errors here, but that's basically like, hey, here's the shadow. But if we start to take a peek underneath this, we see, oh, the light is somewhere behind this thing. We can even change it to cube. So yeah, and it will mostly be visible for the cube. This is interesting that white happens here. So I'm not sure how it will look in the scene, but for such cases, it, okay, plane is just plane. cylinder also doesn't have that problem unless you take a peek underneath the floor. Yeah, basically we created like the hard shadow here, right? Smooth step everything else from the scene, then hard stepped this, and only for this spherical looking thing will be like, hey, here's also very shadowy part. So I'm tempted to just leave it as that and put it into alpha and put that into preview. And okay, we got a problem here with this big ass shadow and everything is dark in our scene, so that's not perfect. I start to get the feel that without going into C++ of rendering, which I'm not good with, I won't be able to, you know, achieve the effect just by a simple post process. Where the hell is that? Ah, okay. It jumped to another screen. So yeah, and how it would work without smooth stepping? I have this kind of shadow. Of course, nothing gets sampled, nothing gets put in here, so that's the problem. C mode clamp. Oh, I have different clamp mode. Oh, I didn't know that. Never really looked here. Clamp mode. I need this kind of a smooth stepping. Sorry, stepping. Do I have any other stepping panel? No. Value step? What is value step? Oh, this is like something that I don't understand. Step. Yeah, so I only have this kind of step. God damn, I just want to achieve the visuals when the blendable location was seeing color before depth of field. And yeah. And the problem right now is... Wait, isn't it the problem like immediately inverted that I just have to change the way the layer works? No, it's even worse right now. Yeah, because right now, okay, let's think about this critically. This is like my scene. Whenever there is white, I should be alpha in B, right? And whenever there is dark, I should be in A. So I'm taking this texture coordinate. Actually, I don't know why. It is that, because it's not on any mesh actually. But I'm just taking it, right? And what if I didn't have? Whatever. But basically alpha should be blended between this and that. Right? So if my alpha looks like this, 1 should mean, hey, blend fully into B, right? And A should mean, and black should mean just use the scene, right? Just use my basic scene. Then why the final result looks like this? Oh, actually there is nothing going on in here right now. And why? Ah, because I didn't connect the step function. And as soon as I start moving camera, everything's getting extremely dark. There is this area around it. I didn't even start to attempt the triplanar function to start hatcheting this. Okay, now I want to just preview. What the hell do we see here? Nothing. That might explain things. There's no texture, no nothing? Okay, what the hell? Well, texture pencil is this. Right, with the alpha. This is our texture. Zinc says, doesn't the step function only difference between 0 and 1? Maybe that is the problem why you don't get crisp shadow? That's actually what I was counting for, that it would, whenever there is some information that would be 0, I kind of wanted to create this extremely crisp thing. I think that's kind of what I'm achieving here if I preview the step, right? But there's this... Yeah, I think I'm going about all of that the wrong way. Because I want to have this like hard stylized shadow, right? If I only use this, I basically want it to turn fully white and the rest of... Wait a sec. No, Zinx, you are onto something. Yeah, you're onto something. I just misunderstood. I think you're onto something because this should be fully white, right? And the rest of it should be black. So this is the only thing that I kind of want to blend. And this, it looks like the step function does the exact opposite for me right now. If I preview it. Oh no, actually. It creates the fully whiteness here and everything else is dark. Okay, how about we hook up it differently? How about we hook it up like this? There's still like this weird thing, but kinda looks better. By the way, you can't use both smooth step and step. They're going to fight each other of minuscule numbers. Haven't considered that, really. So maybe I should, yeah, how about just do this? Oh. Wait a sec. I just want to see how the scene looks after just this clamp, right? I mean, just look like this, right? And but you, I think you are onto something. Zincs. Yeah, and now I'm hooking up the step, and how does it look after step? Everything is white, and okay, so maybe I should just right now. I think you are on to something here. This is too much. 0.3 does this. God damn, I'm not sure if I can adjust this thing to like be a tad bit better. There's also this thing that I read about where maybe I could use like custom stencil somehow to achieve this and only select objects that will be affected by this post process, kind of like as when you're using outlines to create highlights when you are mousing over some unit in RTS. That's also an idea. Yeah, but I think your suggestion, Zinx, was right. I think using both smooth step and a step was could have been a tad bit problematic here. Although it did create like a nice outline. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when I'm moving, it seems like the more I move camera, the bigger problem there is. And you have to like wait, or you can completely fuck up everything. I wonder if I changed base color as a start and G buffer, but instead I would use base color for lightning, how that would affect. No, it is the exact same shit. Alright. Yeah, the more time passes, the clearer it gets. Zink says, if you use instead the step node, instead of the smooth step node at the end, would it change it? So you're saying that instead of using the step node here, I could be using, get away from this, like here, and let's preview this. Oh shit. That's how it looks like. Yeah, it doesn't produce all those artifacts around, so that's nice. That is nice. Although what I would love to achieve, and that's why I wanted to use step function after smooth step to like take everything that is non-black and turn it white, and the rest of it stays black, right? But I guess that there's some error in my logic there. How it would look like if I just put it up here and put it in here. It just changes the look of the shadow to be like this, not like fully black. Okay. Let's say, for example, that shadow, for now, that shadow masking, yeah, because it doesn't produce this awful error. Oh my god. Looks so horrible with the texture on the ground. Like, look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. No, 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 no. So I know that the textures for ground and everything else shouldn't have. Hey. Pumba went to sleep next to me. Shouldn't have any alpha in it. It should be just one smooth without holes texture, seamlessly tiled, etc., etc. Because that looks horrible. But what happens with the shadows? The shadows are still unaffected. Like, what the fuck? I would expect that the shadows would start to look like here in this preview, right? But it's just not happening. Okay, let's change the... Let's uncook it. Because I want to save that color. Let's change it to like some crazy fucking color. Right? Like pink. So I would be at least able to see the results. Alright. Right now the shadow should be fucking pink. But look what happens. It's like suddenly my texture is also blasted all over the ground mesh at the same time. Yeah, because there is like some... Yeah, it's not perfectly lit from above, I guess. There's some yeah, like the light is not 90 degrees towards it, so it just gets this tint of pink and gets colored away at the same time. So I can see that it is kind of working, at least here in the preview. But I also see that the only thing that was achieved here, like the shadow just... My mind is getting broke right now. Only the black parts of the ground mesh are getting affected, and they are previewing the pink texture right now that is supposed to be the shadow, but the shadows of those objects themselves are not doing it. They are not doing jack shit, which tells me that there is something wrong with the way I also constructed my ground here. There's so much I have to learn about backart and rendering. Zing says, what I either wanted to ask you if you use a constant free vector 0, 0, 0, shouldn't that be fully black after smooth step? You mean after smooth step, right? Use constant free vector, set to 0, 0. After smooth step. I don't think I understand. Yes, try it out. Worth a shot. Yeah, I want to try it out, but I just... Okay, so here's the smooth step. Here's I'm creating constant constant free vector, right? It will be black, and you want me to just... What operation do you want me to try between the smooth step and this constant? Ah, just to... Okay. Yeah. Sorry. You wanted me to do this? It is fully black. I'm not sure if I understood that correctly, I'll be honest. Is that the operation that you were suggesting? Well, I'll wait for a response from Zinx, because I don't think I'm stupid to understand. Let me check one thing. And is that floor? Let's turn it into regular thing, and suddenly we can see that we only start to get some pink-ish shit when we get far away from this. But when we are getting closer to it, there is nothing. What the hell? Vash, if you're still here, I wonder if we shouldn't have shadows in our game at all. Look at that. Only when I get further away, my post-process kinda starts to work with regular as default material. When I get close to it, I only get some small hints of this pinkish thing, but the rest of the shadow is like completely unaffected. So what the fuck? Zink says, I'm thinking to myself, I know with the constant free vector you can turn things complete black, so the question is, do you use something like add or lerp? At the end of the thing, after I do shadow processing, right, and here's the smooth step, I am lerping between just the scene as it is and the texture that I want to use, right? But it is so weird, man. I only want to change this thing. I don't want to affect anything else around. And it's in the preview, it works like this. In the actual level, it doesn't work at all. I swear to God, it would be easier to turn off all the shadows in the game and just start placing textured decals. Just take the light direction and spray paint some fucking decal. Zig says you need to combine the both. If you use a multiply, it is going to multiply the whole scene. That is the problem. I don't think I use multiply in here. I only use multiplication for changing the color of my texture. I'm only using a lerp node in here. So I'm really just, oh, you're saying that I shouldn't be using lerp. So what? I should be using like something like blend? That's what you're saying? No, if you want to insert smooth that, plus constant vector, plus construct vector into alpha, everything else would be fine, I think. Don't change anything, I'm talking only about the shadow. Okay, okay, now I understand. So, what you wanted is that my smooth step add this constant vector, but that doesn't change anything really, I think. Or maybe I'm not understanding something. Pardon me, English is not my first language, of course, as you probably hear. Yeah, like that doesn't change anything. It just adds zeros to values from add into alpha. All right. Let's connect everything. Yeah, the effect is kind of the same. Should I like play around with this right now? To bump up the values? Maybe I should also do like contrast. Wouldn't hurt. Although this is already pretty contrast. Yeah, like front facing material? I have no idea what the hell is this. So Zinx, if I understood you correctly, which probably I didn't, you wanted something like this, right? That smooth step, add this constant vector to it. And then put add into the alpha. Right now there's like multiple problems that are happening because in preview everything behaves like this, which is something that we could iterate upon on, and shit would be great. But in the level, well, in the level, nothing is happening. So I have right now trouble. Yeah, like Zinx says you did correctly, but I have no idea why the shadow does not turn completely black. There are multiple problems right now. I thought that I will be mostly spending time on this triplanar projection, right? And just to cast this shadow so it wouldn't be like a peephole over the 2D screen space shadow that we see here, but it will be more freely placed out. But I cannot even start implementing that and playing around with that because first of all, there is this problem happening. And second of all, only at the center angles any color pink is happening, and I colored it pink so I can actually see it on the regular level, so shit just straight up doesn't work. And the other thing is, like, my previous ground material completely was ignoring everything when it comes to those shadows. So I have no idea, like, it's probably something with the shadows itself. Wait, yeah, this is a static object, right? Okay. Shadow, contact shadow, self shadow only. Oh, far shadow. Interesting, because yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, I don't have contact shadows here, so that makes sense, but there's no static shadow to it? Zinx asks, are you using standard lit model? Because of the lit model, lumen and skylight would let the light be bouncing into the shadow. What I mean by that, if you have lit, the shadow is not going to be dark. Try unlit. At this moment, like, there's this weird thing. I could turn off the skylight and Zinx, you're a genius. Yeah, because materials are unlit. I made sure of this. But I haven't even thought about skylight. Oh my god. Oh my god, Zinx. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You pointed me into the right direction. Yes, all the models here are using materials that are unlit. But for some reason, thank you, Zinx. You got me out of my funk and my brain was frying. Oh my god, I am so glad that you came today, dude. I am so glad that you came today. No, really, thank you, because I completely forgot about having skylight in the whole scene, which of course would make sure that, okay, I have directional light, right? So yeah, right now everything is not lit, so everywhere will be this, right? That's what is happening, and now I could work on triplanar projection. Oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you. So maybe even my original worked actually somehow. No. No, I'm not sure even if I want to, like, just for the fuck of it, let's turn it off. Maybe that was the whole problem from the get-go. No. It just doesn't work. Okay, so all the changes were necessary to deal with. And of course, after tone mapping. Yeah, let it process everything. Zinc says that feels great now. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And now I could start working on making this texture, you know, be aligned correctly, etc. Oh my god. Zinx, if this game ever get released, there needs to be special thanks. Like, I need to remember your name. Like, Graham Laidlow, of course, JDM, you guys too, and Swashbuckling Fox. I need to start making like this note for Streamboard. Yeah, this is like my regular Streamboard, and I need to start like this page. Where the hell is my Sublime? I should just do a document in Sublime, actually. Let's special thanks for potential future credits if the game gets released, right? But dude, you just pushed it forward so much. So yeah, Graham Laidlaw. Outline, inline, shadow, mask, because you also help with name. The same with like Jaden. The same for up, right? Swashbuckling. I cannot type. Swashbuckling. Box. Outline, inline, and Zinx. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, bro. If this will ever get released, there will be special thanks. Like, holy shit, you just really pushed this. Like, without that, I would be probably spending like 4 more streams just trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong. And you just pushed it further. God damn. God damn, that's why I love doing development while streaming, because, you know, everyone has a little piece of knowledge, suggestion here and there, and bang, it can push. That's why we all, you know, should stick together and constantly share our progresses. Oh my god. Thank you. It feels so great. Like, although I have to finish like stream soon, but it feels like on the next stream I would be able to push it even further. I was supposed to do like try my head as this agentic AI for the next stream, but fuck it, we'll be going with this, and the agentic AI will slip to July. I don't want to use it for the game. I just was curious because everyone is talking about it. Some people have great success with it, some bad. I wanted to do it like this month, but the costs, not only of living and paying for rent and shit are up, but also costs of using of those agentic AI is so like rising. So I don't have money even right now to like do it properly. And right now I don't even want to test it out. Like, I just want to do this. God damn, those skylights. I'm keeping it in the level with this fucking thing turned off, just as a reminder to, you know. Zinx says, I calculated how much a TTS AI for a game would cost, and it is around 40k euros per month. Oh my god. That's insane. That's insane. Like, no, you're far off better just using the TTS that already exists, right? There are plugins, there are, you know, like regular synthesizers. Yeah, AI probably might have sound better, but 40K per month. God damn, even if I had the kind of money, I don't think I would be spending it on that. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, that's why I also read like an article that from the moment where the tokens price, I don't remember, was it Codex or Claude? I don't use those, but Uber is using one of those. And in April, they, I think it was April where the tokens price went up. And in April, they, oh my god, I just realized how fucked up my camera was set up. In just April, they blew the whole budget that was reserved for the whole year. And suddenly it's like, whoa, maybe we should all at least write some code by hand. Or all of it, like I still do. And it's really fun. Zink says, no, I'm talking AI inside your game. When people talk or write with him, he answers. Okay, that one. Okay, so he can logically parse what... Okay, I get it. Zink says, I think you mean the 500 million tokens AI? Yeah, I think it was that article. I think it could have been that article. I don't remember. It was just crazy that Uber reported that, yup, AI processing right now, agentic AI skyrocketed for them. And they had to implement measures of token efficiency, which is like, guess how much it costs for me? 0, because I don't use that. The only thing that I sometimes use is because I have a Google Pixel, I have this Gemini Pro. Like I could ask it for a couple of questions a day, and sometimes it works as a better Google search. Because right now Google search is fucked up. I might search for something, it won't find me a link. If I ask the exact same thing Gemini, it produces me a link that works and actually points me into the right direction. So it's like, okay, it works better as a Google search, although I heard that there is some like possibility of prompt injection and huge security risks around using LLMs like that. So, but yeah, Zink says that is crazy. Imagine going background. Yeah, like imagine you're having a startup, you're using those tokens, and you're like, you know, making money, and suddenly you created so much debt that you cannot even pay it off. And depending on where you live, you might go to jail for that. That is fucking crazy. Damn, now, I don't know, Pashi, if you're still watching it. Pashi is the friend that I'm making a game with. We can finally move forward thanks to Zinks here. We can finally move forward with this whole thing. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Now I will be finishing the stream being really, really happy. Great. So I wouldn't be able to use this preview anymore because can I like turn off... Are there settings for the preview? There used to be something like this, right? Previous scene settings, right? Here it is, lightning, use sky lightning, and now it works better, although still it's not exactly the same as I have in my scene, right? Because I, for example, have a sphere here, and as you can see, it's not really happening like this. So I will be just, you know, doing something here and looking how it exactly looks on my scene. Ah yes, because the material here is lit, so I think I need to... Can I change the material of the preview thing? No, this is just that. No, I can't. But that's like show floor. Yes, I want to show grid. Matter. Yeah, I cannot. Whatever, I can work with that. Karvarayusku. That's how you pronounce it? Sorry if I mispronounced it. Karvarayusku, hi. Yeah. Karvarayusku says, nah, do just like every major company here. Big companies have a sister company that they put all of the real assets on, then they take loan for mother company. Then eventually they file for bankruptcy. Since the mother company doesn't have real assets, since they have dumped it all onto smaller companies, the banks can legally take from there. Rinse and repeat until society falls apart. Oh yes. Yeah. That would require me to have no morality. Unfortunately, I do have some, so that's why I am not filthy rich. But yeah, you're right. That's what they do. That's how it happens. That's why some war happens, etc., etc. We're just NPCs for some other, main players, right? Karvarausku says, worked on electrical company that did that. I feel you. And yeah, that's like the craziest part. If I, as a regular taxpayer, create like a debt, straight to fucking jail, right? But if someone rich enough creates like a company and then shell companies, etc., law cannot touch them even if they are caught doing exactly that or even more heinous shit. So, yeah, it's what it is. But let's, concentrate on the positive side here. I finally have fucking thing working. Yes. Thanks to Zinx. So the next step on the next stream, because I have to finish in a couple of minutes, will be actually using the triplanar projection that I was talking about. Let me change the board in here. To try to make the shadow look more, because right now it looks like it is, as I said, a peephole to the, if we get even closer to the, that's interesting. It's getting colored into green because of the bouncing of lights. Okay, but if I move back, okay, like screen space bouncing. No, it's actually ray tracing because I don't see. Okay, so for this game, and it's even better because then it could run on potato. Like I have to turn off like ray tracing. I can turn off any light bouncing if that's even possible these days. To turn off any light bouncing because it's supposed to look like a flipbook drawing. So I can turn off so much features so I will have more headroom for post process on GPU, right? That's actually great. That's actually really freaking great. To do this. So I should write down actually things for the next stream. Do I have like some links I found? Okay, these are like old stream notes. Oh yes, there is for the next stream. Try planner projection for shadow mask and texture sampling. That's one thing. Turn off all RTX, light bounces, etc. I don't need any of that, and it will leave some performance headroom on GPU frame. Yeah, because of course all those mega lights, etc. are costly on GPU, right? Lumen, but I don't need Lumen in this project, right? Like, or at least not the expensive version of that. I will have dynamic shadows, etc. But I don't need light bounces. I don't need ray tracing at all, right? Screen space light bounces, of course, it is like screen. There's like a mental shortcut. Like I don't need any actual ray tracing. I don't need any screen space, which puts it in the position where this game, even though it is Unreal Engine 5, potentially could ship on potato, and we could use all the GPU budget on like the post processes and the rest of the game, right? So that's great. Try planner. That's not a word. What? Okay. And so the next stream will be this. It will be turning off all the other things. And what else did I want? Worked so perfectly. And also, there's one thing that I was thinking, that the elements that move should have the same effect of like that you observe in here, that the texture is kind of constantly flipping, right? I think the shadow for dynamic objects should do it as well, and shadow for more static objects should do it as well. And also, I should bring back my material to see how it works with the actual static material. Because maybe there's also a problem there that I need to fix. Yeah, no holes, no alpha based holes in ground pencil hatchet material. Need to produce seamless style pencil texture. Zink says, if it is a flipbook, I would create it as classic as possible. That it feels like flipbook. Yes, that's the exact aim here. I can turn off so many things so it would, because it will be, of course, there will be camera panning, there will be characters moving in 3D space, etc. But it is supposed to sell it as if someone was drawing it, right? So we don't want to use like just regular sprites, etc. It's kind of, imagine like if you watched the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, right? That's what's the name of this movie, right? But it's, instead of that exact art style, it would be more like a kid drawn it at the edge of the flipbook, right? So yeah, like I tried to find a direct reference. I think I even had like I wasn't using TL Draw back then, which I really recommend. It's free, unlike Miro. I really recommend this. I wasn't using that beforehand. I was even trying to use some Gen AI to create pictures of what I had in mind, but none of these pictures are actually that. It's close to what I have in mind, not exactly that. So, because you can see it doesn't do hatcheted shadows, it looks like actually a paper construct, not something drawn on paper. So yeah, like lots of work to do here. I couldn't find like a good reference for it. Spider-Man Noir asks Zinx. By the way, I'm watching Spider-Man Noir on Amazon Prime. I really love it. Recommend it. It blew my expectations. I wasn't thinking that it will be any good, but it's actually really interesting. I have to rewatch the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and the sequel. Across the Spider-Verse, I think it was called. The naming convention. Was Spider Noir animated as if he was in the flipbook? I don't remember, and I possibly cannot even stream it on YouTube because of the stupid DMCA claims, etc. that are happening. But yeah, alright. I know what to do for the next stream. I can turn off as many features as I can, modern features. Try to make, it look better and maybe produce this seamless texture. And Pashi, if you're watching it, or if you're just watching it in the future as a VOD, thanks to Zinx, we pushed more further into what we want to do for our game. Alright. Thank you all for being here and being patient with me fumbling around trying to fix my problem. Oh. Yeah, because this is in shadow, so it previews all this hatchet. Yeah, there's also a lot of crazy things that you could do with that, but let's bring back the regular default material because it previews it better. Right, thank you so much for being here. And I have to go right now. Next week on next Sunday, I think, yes, I won't be able to stream, I will be out of town, but I will be back on 28th of June. And we'll be streaming. There will be more of that. More of that. Zinc says, that looks like you have the material two-sided for the ground. Yeah, it's possible. Although the default material that I hooked up here, is it two-sided? No, it's not two-sided. It also happens for the default material, but you know, we will figure this out for sure. So I'll be back on 28th of June, and we'll be pushing forward with this. I really dig that, what we're doing here. So, once again, thank you, Zinx. I hope y'all have a nice rest of the day and great future week. So, without further ado, bye bye guys, and thank you. Have a great week.